एक्चुअली मैं क्या मिस्टेक किया कि मैं होस्ट रिक्लेम किया उसके बाद एंड किया, इसीलिए मीटिंग पूरा आउट हो गया। नहीं होता है, क्या गड़बड़ हुआ? Okay, I think 2 minutes I should wait. So please read the translation. So as not to disturb the minds of ignorant men attached to the fruit results of prescribed duties. Na buddhi bedam janayet. Agnana karma sangina. Means who are attached to the doing karma. Karma sangina means they are attached to do karma actually. So whether they are attached to the results of that karma or not, that is another thing. But they are attached to do karma. So fruit results of prescribed duties. A learned person. What is said? So learn vidwan. That means a learned person. So sarvakarmani joshayet yuktah samacharan. Learned person should not na janayet buddhi vedam. Agnanam karma sanginam na janayet buddhi vedam. That means he should not disturb. Na buddhi vedam. Buddhi vedam means so doubt, creating the doubt in them. That means doing or not doing. So whether I should do this karma or I should not do. So such a buddhi bedam. That means they are now fixed in the karma and doing, and one should not create the any so doubt in them actually whether I should do or not. Na buddhi bedam janayet joshayet sarva karmani. Here, what is written in the purport? A learned person should not induce them to stop work. Induce. Rather, by working in the spirit of devotion. Joshayet sarva karmani. So he should engage them in all sorts of. That means Joshayet sarva karmani means he should be engaged in doing all the activities. So if you see this statement is who is adhikari? That means this statement is meant for whom? Tell me. One who got the Purna Shraddha or not? Mike. One.
Well, for those who haven't awake Shraddha on bhakti, Shraddha, and they have faith in karma, karma sangitam, they are attached to karma. So the instruction is for those.
This statement, whose statement is Krishna's statement. This statement is meant for whom? This statement is meant for karma sangina, means who has faith in karma but not having the faith in the bhakti. So ananya bhakti. Yes. Who doesn't have faith in the ananya bhakti? To them it is meant. So that's why that means Krishna is telling to Arjuna, a learned person should not disturb, or otherwise should not create any buddhi bedam. Buddhi bedam means what will happen now, since they don't have any shraddha in bhakti, then what will happen? Then they will get the doubt in the karma, in doing karma also. Then what? They will not do karma, and also they will not do bhakti. Then they will be so disturbed for the both. So that's why not to disturb the minds of ignorant people. Agnanam, that means who are ignorant, and one should not disturb. Yeah.
In the flow of the Gita, in the first 6 chapters, where Karma Yoga is spoken, here this is not referring to Nishkam Karma Yoga who is fixed in Gyan versus a Karma Kandi who is attached to the fruits of his work, because both Baldev Vidyabhushan and Vishnu Chakra says that I am fixed in Gyan, try to give up the results, but he is not qualified for it. So that's what both acharyas explain. So how we can directly take here as bhakti, because that is not the theme which is discussed in the first 6 chapters.
Since he doesn't have shraddha in bhakti, so that's why, or otherwise he doesn't have shraddha in jnana also. Shraddha is needed in both cases. But in the jnana, even more further qualification is detachment also is needed. But in the case of the bhakti, only shraddha is sufficient. So one who doesn't have shraddha in either jnana or the bhakti, so in that case, so one should not preach actually to him. So one should not disturb him. That means such a person who is attached to doing karma, so one should not disturb him. Agnanam karma sanginam.
Cases it applies.
Yeah.
Both cases it applies for Gyan and Bhakti.
Yeah, it's both cases it applies.
General preaching Krishna consciousness, general people, mass of people, because you say karmi, materialistic people, so which are, who are attached to the fruitive results, fruitive activities. So when we introduce Krishna consciousness, so how to see, and just like Krishna says, na buddhi bhed janet agyanam, as well as giving Krishna consciousness, introducing Krishna consciousness, practical case.
Yes. So that's why Krishna says, in the Padma Purana it is said that, so that means distributing the glories of the holy name to a faithless person is also an offense. Ashraddhadhane vimukhe pyashrunvati yaschopadeshaha. Preaching to the faithless person is, the glories of the holy name is offense. So that's why we should not preach to the persons who doesn't have any faith in the holy name. Purana Shraddha, what you will preach?
Using in the sense, right, first place, just like general mass. So one can tell that means preach. After that, when discussion come, personal discussion, then one should see whether is offensive or not offensive. Then we will go ahead. We will restrict the preacher. Na? That is the. Otherwise, we know these are fruitive worker don't have faith also. So just like spreading the seed in land, the Krishna conscious seeds to common mass. So how to know? Just like one place said, this is offense. Just you said, instruct the faithless person about the glories of holy name. But first place we are going, there's some place we are speaking Krishna consciousness, glories. So we don't know who is faithless and faithful person. Generally.
True.
So how to? So he is just like na buddhi bhed janayet, as well as preaching Krishna consciousness, engaging. So what headline? How to understand?
If you don't preach to the Krishna consciousness to the new people, then how will you spread? Huh? That is your point. Very good. So if you, and what is the need of preaching who has already said that? Yeah? Then stop the preaching movement. Because we cannot preach to the people who who are already attached, and we should also there is no need to preach the already who had already faith. Then what is the need of preaching movement? This is looking very nice now. So whoever is interested, let them come and have darshan and give some donation, and we will be doing the harati, boga, enough. So service will do, seva will do for the Lord, like that. Yeah, everyone get doubt here like this, that many times this ninth offense is understood in a confused way, this way. This natural, naturally we can see in our society, everyone get doubt. What is this, Prabhu? So we should not preach to the faithless person.
Bhakti, mad bhakti sabdhasyati. Samay. One who speaks Bhagavad Gita to the devotee. That means we think like that when we go to preach, we see we are non-devotee. We are spreading Krishna consciousness. So one who speaks Bhagavad, one should not speak non-devotee.
Okay, Prabhu. Yeah. So now what is the answer for this? How to resolve this conflict? Whether we should preach to the new people who are attached to the karma or not? Yes. We should preach. Then if we preach, then are we doing the ninth offense? No. Why? So because what is the meaning of ninth offense? That means you are preaching. So if you preach Ananya Bhakti to a faithless person, then it is offense. That means if you preach to the faithless person about the Ananya Bhakti to leave the karma. So who doesn't have any faith, and faith in what? In Ananya Bhakti, and you are telling Ananya Bhakti should be done, and don't do your karma and leave that karma and do the bhakti, then gone. Then that person is completely spoiled. Understand? You are getting the point? But whoever is not having the faith, but if he is preached, so while doing, that means whatever you are doing, you do your karma, but you offer that karma to the Lord, and also do the some Swarupa Siddha Bhakti. Then what will happen? Then that person will keep on associating the devotees, then gradually he develops. So when he gets the full faith, then he is qualified to leave the karma. Till that time, you should not disturb them to leave his karma. Then what will happen? Then we will be staying 10 years, 15 years in full time, and then we'll go back. Because not able to sustain. Yeah. That is the point actually here Krishna is saying. Na buddhi bhedam janayet means don't disturb them to leave their existing work and take up the Ananya Bhakti. And Bhakti is so glorious, and you don't need to follow anything. Gone. Mike.
Srila Prabhupada used to preach that remain where you are, just add Krishna to your life.
Yeah, that is our preaching actually. Leave everything and come to Vrindavan and sit in our ashram, and leave everything, your parents and your attachments, everything you leave and sit in my ashram. Then after that, they may stay for the, so 1 year, 2 years, 3 years. After that, the same problem will come. Because Arjuna also said, Krishna also said, hey Arjuna, if you leave everything and you do Ananya Bhakti, being qualified as a doer of Ananya Bhakti, then, so what will happen? Even after going to the forest also, you will fight. So that's why Yat Karosh Yajjuhosh Dadasi Yat. So whatever you do, that you offer to me. Then he asked to do the Karma Gnana Mishra Pradhani Bhuta Bhakti. That's what he said. So that means what? We are not asking them to leave that karma so that he will not become an irregulated person. All of a sudden. So karma, leaving karma means then are also not able to follow the Ananya Bhakti, then what will happen to him? Sinful life. Then he'll come in the join in the movement, and then he'll do the sinful life. Sinful life are the, he may do karma or whatever. That means completely that means he's not properly guided. He's not properly guided because, so whether he developed proper Shraddha or not, when he has to leave all these dharmas, so what is that point? You should properly explain to him. Otherwise, that will create the mess in the society, in our society also. Yes or no? Should not say.
So then Shankaracharya's philosophy was to give up karma and take sannyas. So that was like an offense then.
When that is for the qualified people. That is the point. Next point is coming. Same. That's very. Another point will be coming, and once again your thoughts will be refreshed. So let first discuss. Okay, Rukmini Mohan Prabhu.
Hi Krishna Prabhuji, Dhanap Ram. Should we discourage people who are not having proper scriptural knowledge and they have Lokik Shraddha, but they are more dominated by sentiments and they want to join? So shall we discourage them? Will it be against the principles?
But how can you say it is a sentimental? Because he might have done previously all the Shastra Gnanam he might be having.
But if he is not able to follow the rules and regulation of Bhakti Bhakti, then we can see that he is not qualified.
Let him stay in his ashram properly and do gradually Bhakti. If he is not able to follow a regulated...
No, he is able to follow the basic things, but sentimental means like he is able to follow Fodex and other things, but he is having like waves of intense waves of going back and coming.
This is also, I already said, because before the Nishtha one reaches, because of Anarthas, he has full Shraddha, but sometimes because of the Dushkritot Anartha, because of the previous sinful, that means Prarabdha, whatever is there, because of that he swings actually. His Bhajana Kriya swings sometimes. But it doesn't mean that he doesn't have any Shraddha. He has full Shraddha. But after that means coming this out, when the purification is happening, this because of Prarabdha, it is coming out. And such a person, since he got the full Shraddha, so he can go forward only. But he will take some pain there. So Garhayan, Dukko Darkansha Garhayan, feeling heinous, my life is like this. But who is Karmi, actually what he never understand the glories of the Bhakti and he simply leaves. In our case, in our movement, we don't find such a people. That means who prematurely left. Very rarely we can find. Very rarely means, I don't know actually. But mostly they read the scriptures, they understood, and also they got this Shraddha, but still they have some kind of following the sinful life. That is due to the Anartha Nivrutti. Anartha didn't happen, that's why the swing is there. But if you ask him, he says that, yes, I want to follow Bhakti only. I have full Shraddha in this. But he swings there. But it will not stay much time. He has to intensify his devotion. Then he will go out. Because he is having this Shraddha. But if he is feeling a little bit difficulty in that phase, then he should be in a good association. Strong people, then he will immediately kick out. He will be kicked out by that association. By that strength, he will easily cross over. Because bhakti is having potency of destroying such a prarabdha, such a bad, whatever the contamination is there. So that's why, so such a person should not go back once again by hearing this statement. Oh, maybe I am not belonging to this. No. So he has to properly understand. But if he doesn't have properly faith means, yes, I have to surrender to the Lord. That is a symptom. And that kind of conception is not there, not fully convinced. That means fully belief is not there. And we can see many times actually in the basis also many devotees come. So even after hearing so same people both are joined, but both are in the same class, but someone will not develop the faith actually. He always have doubt. Prabhu, Krishna, and this time actually, Prabhu, how? So Anadi, that means Jivatma fall down from where actually? So when it happened, Prabhu, I am not clear actually this. And once again, this will kick him like anything, and he will go back and he will all collapse, and maybe Krishna is also there or not. Inside, he will get this kind of doubts. He is not fully satisfied, fully convinced in the accepting Krishna as Supreme Personality of Godhead. So then, such a people, if you force him to become full-time Ananya Bhakta, then what will happen? Then he cannot sustain much time actually. So either he should get the proper understanding on the scriptures and get the taste, so get the faith, or otherwise, if he got such a taste because of it's virala actually, out of hundreds, many thousands, one way be having the Ruchi Pradhana Bhaktas actually, who can be eligible for the Raganuga Bhakti. Means Ruchi is there already. And even they might be not having the clear conception about the Krishna, but since they have intense Ruchi, those people also will survive. But that marga we didn't discuss elaborately here. Because Jiva Goswami, what he's saying, Ado Shraddha Sadhu Sangha Bhajanakari is one of the type, one of the sequence. Like this, many are possible actually. Even Ruchi, and after that also there is one more sequence you can bring out. There Shraddha will not be there, Ruchi will be there, and then after that Sadhu Sangha, and then after something will be there. In the Ruchi Pradhana Bhaktas. Yeah, another Ruchi will be there after only. But in our case, we are Vaidhi Bhaktas, because but Jiva Goswami says that such a Ruchi Pradhana Bhaktas, that means spontaneous laulyam, that means they have greed, intense greed to hear the Krishna Katha. So such a people are out of millions, one will be there. Virala. It's a very rare to find such a people. So that's why he didn't bring up that kind of sequence here. What is the need actually? Very rarely. But what we do sadhana bhakti, Vaidhi sadhana bhakti, and we develop this Shastra Vita Shraddha, Sadhu Sangha, Bhajana Kriya, Anardhana Vritti. Then after Nishtha, so we will be turning towards the Raghanuga Bhakti. There we turn actually. We will leave the Vaidhi Bhakti because we don't want to go to Dwarika or the Vaikuntha. We want to go to the Goloka. So then we have to do Bhakti like how Vrajavasis they are doing. So that we do internally, but externally we do Vaidhi Bhakti. That is needed. Otherwise, if you do the being a leader of the society, Raghanuga Bhakti externally, spontaneous, Mangalarti, you will wake up 10 o'clock and do Samsara Dhava then. So you'll be setting a bad example actually. So that's why, just for the sake of preaching, our Acharya said that. So Vaidhi Bhakti will be done externally, but internally we'll be doing the Raghanuga. We'll be developing the Bhakti like, yes, Gopis or Vrajavasis, especially Gopis. Not, we don't want to Sambandhanuga Bhakti, we don't want to do. Sambandhanuga. Sambandhanuga means becoming like three. That means Vatsalya, Sakya, and Dasya. This also we don't want. Because Kamanuga definitely it is covering the all remaining, so three also. That means whoever is having the love, whoever is loving Krishna, then he will be lover, and he will be mother, father, and he will be the friend, and he will be everything actually. Servant also. A lover can be mother, a lover can be friend, a lover can be servant also. But a mother cannot be a conjugal lover. Or a friend cannot be a conjugal lover. That is there. But this is superset. Kamanuga is superset. It is including all. So that's why our Gaudiya Vaishnavas philosophy is Kamanugas. We follow these. So now the point is this.
I have one more question.
Acha.
Sorry. Another extreme is when people come with different like Hindutva and that kind of mood, shall those be discouraged?
Mm-hmm. So you have to engage them as a Karma Mishra Bhaktas, them. Hinduism. So coming with the Hinduism. So that's why we have to accept Varnashrama system. Otherwise, we cannot protect the people. Because Ananya Bhakti, if you preach, then you are disturbing them. Because they didn't develop such a Shraddha. And you are saying that leave everything and do Bhakti is enough. Then they cannot be staying more, actually. You cannot expand the movement. That means you cannot, if you don't make a staircase for them, just if you ask them to jump to that, then they will fall down. But if you make a staircase for them, Karma Mishra Bhakti, at least if you allow, that means Prabhupada didn't say that you leave everything and come to the Vrindavan and do the bhajan. Did he say? Anywhere did he say like that? Come to the Vrindavan and do bhajan. That is the Ananya Bhakti. Did he say? He never said. He said that whatever gunas, whatever qualities you have, based upon that, you take up service for the Krishna and do that. And 16 rounds you do. That is Swarupa Siddha Bhakti, 16 rounds. And also do your activities and so keep giving those service to the Lord. Then what will happen? Gradually they will develop. They will develop the so faith, because of the association only faith will come. Faith will increase as much as they hear, and there so all the doubts get clarified again and again and hearing. Like you see here, we're sitting and trying to understand what we are doing here. We are also doing the same thing, trying to improve the Shraddha actually. And also the parallel is Shraddha, Rati, everything is coming. That means Bhakti. So like this, we have to preach based upon the approach given by the Shastras. Just to get the manpower in the temple, if you encourage him intensely, that means by giving some pressure, some kind of such conditions you create it. That means instead of explaining the whole picture, but if you force him, so it's very important, but then artificially sometimes, so he may get some such a situation, then what will happen? Then he will feel so discouraged.
Example this regarding this, na, because this is
but one thing, even if he comes, so with that, what will happen? So he might be doing some devotion. If he goes back, there is gain only.
I'm quoting Shloka this.
Tyaktva sadharmam charanambuje. There is a gain only, but the problem is what? Organic growth will not be there. Organical growth will not be there.
So people say
that means, and then after that, he is not able to fit in the society back. Then he is not able to do the basic sadhana also at that time, because not able to fit in the society and also in the outside society, karmi society. And now he wants to do some karma, and so gradually he wants to progress. Now he cannot get karma also. Then he will struggle actually.
Situation, modern situation is that previously Gurukula age of 5 years students go and 25 years come out from ashram. Now he's entering 25 years coming Krishna Brahmacharya ashram 25 years. Then he takes in, he comes out 40 years. Then whole things become disturbed and others. And then how manage them? And then you say 4 division of 4 parts, 25, 50, 25 hundreds. So how Vedic culture say Vedic. So, and why preach? Because this is emergency of life, Krishna. So we cannot systematically make one asrama as well, divide 25, as well as we give example also, Tyakta Sudharvam Charanam Bhajam Hare. There's no last bhakti, whatever, because, so how to, this mess, this problem complex, so how to solve it?
Yeah,
it will
so
take,
you brought the people now 50% already left. and they are not able to do the basic sadhana also, then what is the law benefit?
Then they have sacrificed their life, and
No, we are not rejecting them. Who are rejecting? But just trying to understand their situation actually. So we are not rejecting anyone, or we are not offending anyone. So that's why na buddhi bedam janayed. Why he is saying here, Krishna? Why he is saying? So that growth should be organically intensify. Just bombarding, that means morning, evening, afternoon brahmachari classes over, samko raat mein that's why. Then after that he kept that, okay, fine. So but only for the some moment he kept. That is, we give value to the association and giving value to the association. But in that only it is sentimental if you encourage them, not properly understanding the philosophy and not properly, so giving the proper time to digest the philosophy, whatever they understood, sufficient time to make the decision, then what will happen? Then there is a this kind of abnormalities will be seen. You are seeing anyway. It's not the I am saying by my words, but you are seeing this is going to happen actually. This will happen definitely. So it's not that the karma mishra bhakti we are doing. Oh, Prabhu, karma mishra bhakti, why this? No. But what you will be doing? How you will uplift them actually? Then immediately you will say that now Ananya Bhakti you should do. What is the meaning of Ananya Bhakti? Purna Shraddha. That means leave everything. No hope. Everything you leave. So how much time they will take to develop such a Shraddha? Is it easy? So that's why if someone is having such a caliber and take him. So that's why one should have the proper understanding on these subtleties to guide his followers. This is compulsory. If they don't have proper understanding on these subtleties, then society will become so haphazard actually, haphazardical. Anyway, next. So that is the meaning. Na buddhi bedam janayed agnanam karma sanginam means who doesn't have faith on bhakti completely. So such a people, if you ask them to leave the karma and do the ananya bhakti, then they will be disturbed. Then that is the offense actually. Offense. That means glories of the bhakti means bhakti is only the ultimate and you leave the karma if you say, then they will be, so that will come under the offense. And they will be also getting the loss. But do whatever you are doing that for the Krishna. Prabhupada, all the lectures you see, this is the approach only he follows. Whatever you are do that and that you do for the Krishna. So that is Ananya Bhakti. That is not Ananya Bhakti. Ananya Abhilasha Sunya Gnana Karma Janavrutam is said. Rupa Goswami, did he define that whatever you do for Krishna, that is Ananya Bhakti? Did he say like that, Rupa Goswami? Wherever in position in the society you are there, you do that for Krishna. If say Krishna, if Rupa Goswami said like that, then we can accept. Yes, this is also Ananya Bhakti. Rupa Goswami didn't say like that. Rupa Goswami said that Anyabhilasha Sunyam Gnana Karma Dhyanavrutam, where karma is the Nitya Naimitya karma, and so on. That means whatever position you are there in the society, that also you should at least consciously should live. Physically you may not live, but consciously you should live that. And you should do the Sakshat Bhakti. You should 24 hours. That means 24 hours means initially Anishtita Bhakti, whenever it is there, that means unstable condition is there, then endeavor will be there. That means 24 hours Bhakti may not happen, but endeavor will be there. That is okay. So what happened actually, this by preaching the Ananya Bhakti to this kind of people without proper understanding, that's what Bhaktivinoda Thakur is saying. Without proper understanding this pure devotion service, these people already came to the Vrindavan and started doing the all illegal activities. This happened already 200 years completely before Bhaktivinoda Thakur. So much nonsense happened, and Vaishnava Samaj was mistreated actually in the society. These people are most, yeah, so irregulated people in the dharma. Such a bad name we got. That's why Bhaktivinoda Thakur revolutionarily he started the. Now you should bring the ashram system and regulate it. Make the Daivarna ashrama. He said to his son, "You start this program and regulate this society. Otherwise, on the just hearing the Ananya Bhakti and getting the improperly immature understanding about the Ananya Bhakti and leaving the karma immaturely without proper Shraddha, then not able to follow the Ananya Bhakti and doing the abominable activities, then what will happen? Purification or no, actually Shraddha is important. Purification will happen in even, but some contamination might be there, but they will not be doing the grossly so sinful activities. So because out of force, that is the only point. You should remember that all the time. They are not doing out of willingly. That means with force, they are repenting for that. After doing forcefully, prarabdha is forcing. There is a difference between even someone who has Shraddha and by him, if some mistake happens, but for that he will be definitely repenting. And he will not take it for granted. Such a repentance should be there. Then you can understand that he is in that track. But whoever feel is wrong and chalo bhai. Then no. Okay, next. Jugupsitam dharma krutenu shasata swabhava raktasya mahan vyatikrama yad vakyato dharma iti tarastito namanyate tasya nivaranam jana. One second. One, 5. Jugupsitam dharma krutenu shasata swabhava raktasya mahan vyatikrama. Hey Vyasdev, kya? What kind of genius activity you did? Sharm aana chahiye. Jugupsitam means you should feel shame. Who is saying? Narada is saying to Vyasdev, you should feel shame. Jugupsitam. Why? What you did? Dharma krutenu shasatah swabhava raktasya mahan vyatikramaha. That means people are very much naturally inclined to do the kamya karma. That means some fruitive activities. And you prescribed that fruitive activities for them in the name of dharma. What is this? It's simply what you did. What you did. It's simply you are engaging them in again in the fruitive activities. It's completely you did injustice to them. Yet because of your statement on the name of dharma, they are now fully engrossed in these fruitive activities. What is the intention? That means, who is saying like this? Narada Muni is saying to the Vyasdev. In Mahabharata, you prescribed that means fruitive activities for the people on the name of dharma, and based upon your statement, thinking that as your statement, all now they are doing the fruitive activities. No, what kind of justice you did? People are natural to do the fruitive activities, and you prescribed on top of that only same fruitive activities to them. What you did? Did you try to uplift them? You didn't try. You didn't preach bhakti to them. You could have said that leave that karma and do the bhakti. You could have said that leave that fruitive activity and do the bhakti. Who is saying? Narada Muni is saying like this to Vasudev. That means Narada Muni expecting that Vasudev could have said that leave all fruitive activity and do the bhakti. This he could have told, but he didn't tell, and that's why he's chastising. Then this vakya is meant for whom? This vakya is meant for whom? Mic is not on.
Hare Krishna. Those who are eligible to give up karma.
Yeah. This statement is meant for to those audience who already had the Shraddha. Not just prematurely. Oh, here in the first canto, 5th chapter, Narada Muni is saying, leave the karma and do the bhakti. Tyaktva swadharmam charanam bhujam harer. Leave this. All the dharma and do. Prabhu, see this. By this statement is set for whom? This statement is set for who develop Purna Shraddha but still not leaving the karma. Who had Shraddha but still not leaving the, that means they are simply so stucking there actually, doing karma. So to them it is said, you already have Shraddha, you leave karma now. Otherwise, if you don't take like this, then what will happen? Narada Muni is preaching to the Ashraddha people and it is offense. Offensive preaching this is. Understanding? Yeah.
How
Prabhuji is new not to the class, so you will get habituated to get mic.
Okay, thank you.
After,
How we can understand this in a practical way? Does the person have Shraddha or he doesn't?
That's why he need to approach the Guru, Shiksha Guru. Then he will make help to understand. That means who already traveled that path, who already crossed that path, and he will be guiding and he will be showing the symptoms of the Sharanagati. That 6 Anukulyasya Varjanam, Anukulyasya Sankalpa, Pratikulyasya Varjanam, those and so. So then one will be understanding. So examining himself, his thing with those benchmarks, then he understands, and then so he will be, yes, now I had Saranagati, yes, let me do this. And if you don't take this much pain, then why they wrote these books? If you don't study and understand and apply this, why the Jiva Goswami wrote 500 years back this? Is there any mistake from our acharyas? They didn't give these clear directions for us, and that's why we are doing mistake. Is it like that? Is it like that? No, no. Then whose mistake this? Books are already, they give everything, they give. Prabhupada already translated into English and he also gave. But not studying the books, not understanding, scrutinizingly things properly, and so just out of the ulterior motives, just I want to become president, so I need 10 people manpower and let me pull them. Then what is this? On what basis you are functioning actually? What is the philosophical stand for your activities? Then what kind of result will come in the future? So that will definitely, things will fall down actually. Things will collapse.
It seems like only from Bhaktivinoda Thakur and onwards, this philosophical point was kind of taken up. Before that, it was neglected and ignored, right?
Before that, actually,
only Ananya Bhakti was preached, and no matter.
no matter actually, and they messed up actually. Actually, what he is saying that from the Bhaktivinoda Thakur, we became careful actually. Bhaktivinoda Thakur saw the results, bad results of the improper understanding of Ananya Bhakti and jumping into that. And society became Vaishnava society. On the name of Vaishnavism, they did all nonsense. So many apasampradayas in the Bangladesh and in West Bengal, in Vrindavan, Orissa, and different places. More than 24, I think, apasampradayas were there. Different, big. So communities sprout up actually. So many that who are not properly practicing the proper. There is no. So Vaishnava means bhajan, no need of shastra. But our acharyas, after Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, fully focused on all six on the books. To establish the sampradaya, we need the proper philosophy for understanding of the philosophy. Otherwise, unknowingly, we'll do the destruction of the society. We'll destroy the society. Of course, you don't have intention of that, but you are not knowing properly things. But why Prabhupada is writing the day and night sitting and writing all the books, important books. Bhakti Rasam Sindhu is very important. Need to understand every line properly. He wrote that. Why he wrote? And after that, important books, all Bhagavatam, main sections, all he covered. Bhagavad Gita he covered. In Bhagavad Gita, now if you read every line, so much is there to understand. Everything, all philosophy is bringing up Srila Prabhupada. But that means we are not guided to see that. We are not guided to see that. So neglecting those and thinking that nothing is there. Everything is there in the Prabhupada books.
At one place in some chapter, one should read Bhagavad Gita. Ayyappa Prabhu said one should read especially this chapter from the self-realized devotee, fully Krishna consciousness, self-realized devotee. How many we hear, we take class on Bhakti Shastri, we should do no reference. But if you take as it is from purports, Prabhupada clearly says one should hear who is a fully Krishna consciousness, self-realized devotee.
So if it is not happening, some result will come.
Just like understanding three
some bad result will come.
Understanding three modes of material nature, how to come out of modes of material nature. I think 13th chapter purports. Clearly.
That's why Prabhupada's statements, if we have, that means it's arthavada, that means it may be exaggeration, or it may be, if you think like that and don't try to understand and don't take it seriously in our movement, that statement, if it is not taken very seriously by everyone, then bad results will come. Then it is offense to the Prabhupada, and also bad results will come, definitely. Then it's not easy actually. So we have to focus. Whatever he said, he said. We should do. Every sentence is important.
Here the essence of Narad, what he's saying to Vyasa is, you have only given literatures which are dealing with dharma, artha, kama, but those who have adhikar for bhakti, those literatures you have not given. That is what is...
Yeah, here, Narada Muni, what he is saying, you very much expanded in your books about the dharma, artha, kama. Even you give the place, such a highest place, which should not be given for the dharma, artha, kama, but you gave such a high place, and you give the very, that means minimal place, so to the bhakti. So that's why now he is saying, so describe about the bhakti. But whatever statements are said, such a magnanimous statements, so that is meant for whom? So that is meant for the Shraddha, whoever is having for them. He is only adhikari, vishaya. That means who is the audience for that sentence? You should take as, so whoever developed such a Shraddha for them. And you are not qualified, and if you think that this is meant for me, and if you do like that, then so buddhi bhedam. then he will be creating the problem. So that's why it is a need of maturity of explaining the intention of that. Intention, the author's intention, what behind this statement, what is intended meaning, that is very important. That should be conveyed rightly. Otherwise, so they will come into such a short temper, and yeah, everything should be left, and for the moment he heard and momentarily he took the decision, and then after that he once again he's going back, not having this Shraddha, and he is digging back and asking so whether we should believe in Krishna or not, this, that. So such a problems he'll be getting. Then it will be problem. So that's why maturely, if you guide all the people with the proper system, that's why definitely we need to have the Varnashram system. Otherwise, we cannot place them at some system actually. So we keep them and ask them to do this. Yes, follow your prescribed. Hundreds of instructions are there. If you see the Prabhupada lectures, more than 75% are discussing again and again these points. Varnashram system. Why? It's not that the Prabhupada doesn't know what is Ananya Bhakti. Who knows better than the Prabhupada? But what is needed for the present time? How to guide them, society? How to preach this mission, Krishna conscious movement? So for that, so he is, and what scriptures are saying. Based upon that, he is giving this. Okay. And also one should not struck, oh, maybe I am not having Shraddha. So that's a proper maturity. If you should not bend like this or not like this. Take the proper decision. So, but someone thinks that, Hare Prabhu, these many points are there. How to understand all these? It's very complex. You are making a whole discussion. But why? To make one sabji also, we have so much knowledge inside that. To operate mobile, you have a lot of knowledge you need. You are learning that. How to install app and how to send the messages, how to, so this, that, searching, Google, kitana, how much complex things you are learning. But learning this simple concept is difficult. Is it really difficult? Tell me. Learning the operating mobile is really complex actually. It's not so different science. It is very, very practical. If you see, it is very much so applicable to our life. We should operate our life properly based upon the scriptures. Next. Evam ajita vakyam cha tad adhikari vishayam eva. Evam ajita vakyam tad adhikari vishayam eva. Ajita Bhagavan. What is he saying? 9th chapter, 9th. 6th chapter, 9th. Swayam nishreyasam vidwan न वक्तव्याज्ञाय कर्महि नरातिरागिणोपत्यं वाञ्छतोपि विषक्तमः. Prabhupada is bridge actually. He knows that generation also. Bhaktivinoda Thakur and at least Bhakti Siddhanta Sarva Thakurs and this generation also. And he knows whenever he start movement, such a big movement he is starting, he definitely is having the proper planning. How to preach and how to deal this society, how to guide this, how and what Shastra is saying, what is the reality and what is possible now. Everything he is having. Very systematically he did. And if you don't understand his mission properly, clearly, then problem will come. Only some, so that's why Prabhupada lectures and Prabhupada books are important. If you want to do something for Prabhupada, First hear Prabhupada lectures and read the books very scrutinizingly and try to understand. Don't jump if some sentence is not acceptable by you, so don't jump on that. Leave it and maybe this is and such a thing should not be there. And try to take every sentence as very important and seriously understand, then we can do something for him. Otherwise it's difficult. Because wonderful, Prabhupada is Prabhupada. He understood his present society, and such a acharya you will never get actually.
Regarding this.
Which one?
About hearing. Prabhupada saying this hearing process is very important. Lord Chaitanya, who preached Krishna consciousness in the modern world, gave great stress to hearing, because if the common man simply hears from authoritative sources, he can progress, especially according to Lord Chaitanya. If he hears the transcendental vibration, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. It is stated, therefore, that all men should take advantage of hearing from realized souls and gradually become able to understand everything.
Yeah, we are hearing from the realized soul means Venugopal is not real, because I am not making any sentences. I am just a medium actually. I'm postman. But who is developed this concept? Srila Jiva Goswami developed this concept. So that's why it is not my text actually. This is my version. I am making this. That means na buddhi vedam janayet. So this whole concept, did I develop? I didn't develop actually. I'm not the person to hear. So that's why we are hearing this book, which is given by the realized soul, Srila Jiva Goswami. That's the point actually. And we are trying to become a faithful, loyal, so his follower. That much is needed actually. Because otherwise you'll cheat. He will take his information and will try to cheat the audience. But only qualification is needed to pass this information. What? A postman should be what? He should be loyal to his position, his post. That much. He doesn't need to earn money and give. Yes or no? So, but earning done by whom? By Jiva Goswami. And I am the postman, that's all. And I have my role is loyally doing that work, delivering that as it is, whatever is said, without any concoctions. That much. So that's why we are hearing from the realized soul, Srila Jiva Goswami, this. Of course, while hearing, I am also understanding and purifying, because if you don't get audience this like that, all the questions asking and encouraging, and it's really my benefit. For my benefit, I am teaching. It's not that I know something. No, actually, by to get my benefit, so that I feel so energetic. When I was in home, so I was feeling so much weak actually, because alone. But by association of all of you, so I'm getting so much energy now. That is the power of the association. Okay, the translation is Evam Ajitasya 6949 50. So that's why Swayam Nishreyasam Vidwan. The translation is a pure devotee who is fully accomplished in the science of devotional service will never instruct a foolish person to engage in fruitive activities for material enjoyment. A pure devotee who is fully accomplished in the science of devotional service will never instruct a foolish person to engage in fruitive activities for material enjoyment, not to speak of helping him in such activities. Such a devotee is like an experienced physician who never encourages a patient to eat food injurious to his health. That means a proper devotee will never encourage people to be engaged in fruitive activities. This statement is meant for whom? Here foolish people is said, and who are क्या हो गया? क्या है ना? So this statement is for whom? That means a good devotee should not engage ignorant people in karma, fruitive activities. It's said here in this statement. So then how to understand this? That means everyone, whoever may be, so he's not having proper Siddha. So shall we ask him, leave the karma, everything, and do the devotion? Can we do like that? Based upon this statement, what this statement is saying, a pure devotee who is, please read your 6950. 6950. Everyone, please focus on this. In this translation, try to focus. A pure devotee who is fully accomplished in the science of devotion service will never instruct a foolish person to engage in fruitive activities. So for material enjoyment, not to speak of helping him such activities. Such a devotee is like an experienced physician who never encourages a patient to eat food injurious to his health, even if the patient desires it. That means he's a foolish person and he wants karma, but whoever is the good physician, so he will not encourage him to take that. That means, so devotee will never allow, so even foolish person he is, so into the karma, then he will be giving the bhakti only. Then how to understand this? It's looking like contradiction, yes? You want to answer? Yeah. Give him like.
I
So
think
Mataji also raising hand.
I think the key to understand this is the drishtanta, the example which is given, is that an expert physician would not allow to eat food to a person which can damage his health, even if the person is requesting for it.
Yes.
So means that, so a devotee should not kind of just to increase the following, to decrease the standard of pure devotional service, to increase the amount of followers. We should not compromise the standards and just to allow engage in fruitive activities. So even though they would, aspire for it, but just
yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
That means what you are saying, that means, so devotees just to increase the followers, so they should not encourage the fruitive activities. This is the point.
should not compromise the principles of pure devotional service.
Not connected to this sloka. Yeah. This is the point. Yeah. Okay. I will take from others also.
This is like very similar to the previous verse quoted.
Can you Mike?
This is like
Give to him then next. Yes, to him. You can continue, bro.
This looks like the same quotation what was given previously, that there should be eligibility for karma. No? Means he is not eligible for karma. For such, person, an experienced physician will not, encourage him.
Can you come again? Once again, repeat.
This quotation also looks like this previous quotation of Narad Muni's 1.5.15, exactly like that. That those who are having Shraddha, then you should not, what was mentioned in that previous verse. So similarly in this verse also, that eligibility.
But he already said agnanam, full. That means agnana, agnasya. That means here, what is that? Agnaya. Navakti agnaya. Agnaya means foolish person. Too foolish person. Navakti. That means should not say. What he should not say? Karma. For foolish person, one should not prescribe the karma, even if they request. Vanchatopi. that means based upon this, we should preach everywhere. So even if people are interested in the fruit varieties, no karma mishra bhakti, and we should preach the pure devotional service to everyone and bring them to the pure devotional service. Like that we should take.
This will again contradict the 3.26. No?
Is it going contradiction to the 3.2?
3.26.
Okay. Speak.
So this is for one who has achieved the complete Shraddha.
This is also for the one who achieved the complete Shraddha, but that he achieved in the previous life, and but he is not knowing that in this life. Mike.
If he possesses complete Shraddha, why is he called foolish person?
It's dormant actually, because of somehow, so not having the association it is. So because here it is prachina samskara vitarkena tad adhikaritva nirnayan madosha katamapi prachina samskarena. Somehow, so because of previous samskaras, he got this Shraddha, but foolishly he is feeling himself, that means to do the fruitive activities, and to them it is applicable. Not that the who didn't have any Shraddha and now this is going contradiction to the philosophy. No contradiction to the philosophy. So that's why these are the shastric subtleties we should understand with the eyes of acharyas. Just by seeing this statement, yeah, here it is said that, yeah, everyone, everywhere you should preach the Ananya Bhakti to any unqualified people also. Then na buddhi bhedan jane gone. You are violating that. You are defeating your own point, what you already Krishna said. Because that's why if you preach and if they wake up for that, then you should understand that they are that kind of people. That's why I'm saying in this life, even without reading all the scriptures, someone also can have full Shraddha, which was carried forward from the previous. That is the philosophy opening actually here. That point is open now here.
Prabhuji, actually here in the purport, Srila Prabhupada is saying about that sloka, I think, Okamo Sarva Kamo Bhamukshamo Dardhi. Because here Prabhupada in the purport saying that if somebody wants good wife or good something, he should not go to demigods but should worship Vishnu only. So this kind of quotation Prabhupada is giving.
He's adding actually. It is one more extra point Prabhupada is adding. So even if one wants to the material thing, so come to the Krishna only. That's why.
Prabhu, so the principle then in this apparently contradicting verse is that in either case, even if the person is attached to karma sangani, or have awakened faith in bhakti, in both cases the devotee is like a doctor who will prescribe something that is good for their health. In other words, will prescribe action that will help develop their Krishna consciousness.
They can progress for.
Yeah, so they can make progress. So even it might be to engage them in karma in order to develop Krishna consciousness, or tell them give up karma in order to develop Krishna consciousness.
Yes, that also one more extra. Yes, that is also. I already seen. That is the devotee's expert actually. Expert devotee can do that. Instead of leaving everything and do. So that's why whatever you are doing, that's Prabhupada is saying that only to the every time. Whatever you are doing, so do that for the Krishna, and also chant this 16 rounds. This minimum sadhana, that is Sarupa Siddha Bhakti, minimum sadhana. He kept. So that it is suitable to the maximum number of the people in the society. So then whoever is having full Shraddha, so whatever you do, that they will not take and they will fully engage in the pure devotional service. Okay for them, because if coming association, and if they start doing, then if really they have already developed Shraddha, then immediately they will shift to this. They will simplify life and they will quickly progress. But whoever is not, so they will keep on going in this framework.
So
it is a strategical approach of the Srila Prabhupada.
So that's what basically Srila Prabhupada, when he first came to the West,
Yes.
initially he requested little higher standards.
Yeah.
And then he saw that not so many were able to follow, but those who were following,
Yeah.
they kind of carried on. It's like basically when you go to the market and you haggle for bhaji, first you lower the price to the maximum extent and then see how they react. Those who can, then
Yeah. Ramcharan Prabhu. Archana Bhakti Mataji also. I will take her questions.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Here we are discussing that like living karma or not, like those kind of things. If we see really in today's context, how many people really doing their karma actually? Because most of them are vikarmis anyway.
Yeah.
So like, is that like discussion is really like, because right now what we are seeing is like most of the people are not really doing nitya naimittik karma also. They are giving up and they are becoming like, sinful people. Like the whole world is basically mostly full of, especially like Western world and all. Nobody is really following dharma or varnashrama dharma. So when we say this verse, giving up the karma, till you get the ruchi, or like this thing. So how do we see it in this today's context? Because this is that's why I think Prabhupada said just preach, because to bring them, because they are already sinful, their people are already going to hell. So bring them just to Krishna consciousness. Whoever comes, like in their previous birth, whatever they have faith in their previous life, they will come. Otherwise, people will not come. So how do we see through this?
Yeah, preach also. That's why Prabhupada, see if his instructions all are based upon Shastra and aligned also. So this Krishna conscious movement is meant for the dividing the society. This Krishna conscious movement is meant for dividing the whole society. Revert and overhaul the whole society. What he is saying. So he is trying to bring the things into the place in all the aspects in the whole society. That is the Vaishnavism. That is the compassion of a Vaishnava. So that's why in this system, whatever is there, Varnashrama is not for only devotees or this whole society. Without doing karma, one, he is not in human civilization. It is not at all a human civilization. But someone vikarmis are there, but they are preached and they develop some amount of shraddha and doing good. Let them continue. Let them continue, and so gradually they will be progressing. Because bhakti's glories you should not de-emphasize. Bhakti will purify. But what is the conducive? What is needed for the society? What is the proper way of giving the medicine? That Prabhupada was saying. That's why you all start hearing the lectures, Prabhupada lectures. Again, everyone start every day, 1 hour, 2 hours, hear lectures. Scrutinizingly hear. Understand his books also once again. Try to hear back. What is the vision of the Srila Prabhupada? What is the mission? How this movement has to go? Please. So come to the Prabhupada's. So first understand the Prabhupada's mood and mission. Then you can understand others also. That's needed, other Vaishnavas also. But first, a loyal follower of Prabhupada. So
does it really matter whether a person is starting from vikarmic or karmic position? When you preach to someone, whether they follow karma according to varnashrama dharma or vikarma according to the, distorted Western views, it doesn't really matter which type of fruitive activities they are attached to.
It will not match actually. So, but Prabhupada said, after 1 year preaching himself, immediately said in West Virginia, go to this farm and New Vrindavan. He took this such a big land and he said, but anyway, it is not successful. It was not so much successful. But community he wanted, and he wanted everyone, people in the proper, in a setup, in a proper civilized people. He wants to bring the real civilization, reformed civilization. Did he try or not? He tried fully. Yes. Yeah, we'll discuss remaining things tomorrow. Thank you very much. So we have, okay, Archana Bhakti Mataji, sorry. I didn't take. Mothers should be respected.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, I don't know. I'm seeing this 6950 and 326. In 326, Krishna said that don't discourage people, but engage them in all types of activities for the gradual development of Krishna consciousness. So there I am seeing Aropa Siddha Bhakti.
Yes, yes.
And here also actually a devotee who is accomplished in the science of devotional service will never instruct a foolish person to engage in fruitive activities for material enjoyment. I'm seeing a karmi here, Prabhuji. Somebody who wants to engage in fruitive activity for material enjoyment, instead of allowing him to engage in that activity for material enjoyment, the devotee will again guide him towards Aropa Siddha Bhakti. You work and you offer the result to Krishna. So that's what I was looking at here. So I didn't see any difference between this and 326.
So here, Swayam Nishreyasam Vidwan Na Vakti Agnaya Karmahi. If you see in Sanskrit actually, so the prescribing purity activities for the self-enjoyment, that is not there actually in the Sanskrit. Karma, that means just prescribing karma to the ignorant people.
Okay. Okay.
If you see in the Sanskrit, Swayam Nishreyasam Vidwan Na Vakti Agnaya Karmahi. That means Agnaya means for or the two foolish person, karma na vakti. That means he will never tell karma to foolish person.
Or he won't even tell him to do karma.
That is, yeah.
Not that you do karma and offer the result. That also he will not say.
He will not say. So that means that so a devotee will not tell karma to a foolish person. This is the statement actually. Exactly, if you want to take, this is the statement.
So that means he will tell him to do Ananya Bhakti directly.
He is telling Ananya Bhakti. Then what you should take here, foolish person, means who attained Shraddha in previous life, but not recognizing that and doing the karma. That you should take. That's why.
Okay, Prabhu. Got it.
Okay. Thank you very much, Srila Prabhupada ki jai.